Hello dosto, I welcome you all to Jam Prep by Examlify. This is the introductory video for Jam Exam 2026. Today we are going to be covering everything about and around the JAM Economics exam for 2026. And in this video, what I've tried to do is that I have tried to compile all of the most frequently asked questions that you guys had posted on online forums, and I have tried to answer as many as I could. So be sure to stick around till the very end and let us begin. Now, before we get to the actual contents of the video, I would like to establish a sense of credibility with you guys, and I'm going to do that by sharing with you that I am actually one of the toppers of 2025. I had cleared JAM, GATE, and CUET PG all in economics in 2025, and I had gotten into some of the top universities like IIT Kanpur, JNU, IGIDR, and more. And we are going to be talking about more universities and which universities offer the masters in economics program. Okay, so moving on, let us see a little bit about what the JAM exam is all about. So this definition is actually sourced directly from the IIT Bombay website. They mentioned this about the JAM exam, and I'm pretty sure that they made ChatGPT write this for them. I don't know why, but let us read what it says. So the joint admission test for masters is not just an exam; it is a gateway to premier institutes offering high quality postgraduate education. The interdisciplinary nature of the curriculum empowers students to translate scientific knowledge into real world applications. So none of this is relevant for us except for the last line, which mentions that English is the only medium of instruction for this exam, right? So moving on with the JAM score, this is the range of degrees that you can pursue. There is MSc, MSc Tech, MS Research, MSc MTech dual degree, and so on. Then there is MSc with integrated with PhD. But as students of economics, the only degree that is going to be relevant for us is the MSc in economics, right? So let us move on to the next part, which is an actually important topic, which is the exam pattern and structure of the JAM exam, right? So first of all, in the actual test, you are given 180 minutes or 3 hours, okay, and you have to solve 60 questions in those 3 hours, and those 60 questions total up to 100 marks. The paper is divided into three sections. The first section, or section A, is MCQs, right? Now MCQs here imply that there is only one option correct. Okay, so in the section A there are 30 questions, and they are also broken up in two sections. There are 10 MCQs that are 1 markers. Okay, they carry 1 mark. Then the next 20 questions from question 10 to 30, or rather from question 11 to 30, are of 2 marks. They are 2 markers. But all of these only have one correct option, as opposed to section B, which is multiple select questions, MSQs. Here you are going to see that more than one option can be correct. Okay, one or more, right? So then we have section C, which has 20 questions, and it is a numerical type section. Okay, it carries numerical type questions. Now let us break down the section further into the number of questions. We have already seen in section A there are 10 1 markers and 22 markers. Section B there are 10 questions and all of these carry 2 marks. But let's say there is a question, there is an MCQ, it has three correct options, and you only mark two of the right options, and you do not mark the third correct option, you will not get any marks. Okay, it is important to note that you will get the 2 marks only if you mark every single option correctly, right? Now section C, it has 20 questions, 10 1 markers and 10 2 markers, so it is of 30 marks. So you got 50 marks for section A, you got 20 marks for section B, and 30 for section C, right? So you can see every section is very important. Now one important thing that you have to notice, negative marking only applies to section A. Okay, so you can do guesswork in section B and even in section C. Okay, but in section A, if you do not know the answer and you attempt the question, you are going to be facing a penalty, and the penalty will be one third of whatever marks the question carries. For example, for the first 10 questions, the each question carries 1 mark, right? So the negative marks or penalty for a wrong question is going to be one third, 0.33. Similarly, for the next 20 questions, it is going to be 0.67, one third of 2 marks, or two third. Okay, now moving on, let us look at the timeline really quickly. So the application opened on 5 September. You already know all of this. Last date to apply 12 October. The admit card is going to release in January. It is about first or second week of January. That is the usual time. And the exam date you obviously know is 15 Feb. And since you are going to be appearing for JAM Economics, it is going to be, most probably it is going to be in the second shift, which is at about 2:30 p.m. if I am not wrong. The result is declared around 20 March, or you can say the last week of March, or like probably the first week of April. Okay, so these are temporary dates except for the exam date that is fixed. Now let us look at the eligibility criteria. I have seen on many different forums, on many YouTube comment sections, on Telegram, WhatsApp, wherever I go, I see that many students are confused even if they are eligible to appear for the exam. Okay, so I would like to make a very important distinction here. Okay, and that distinction is that there is a difference between appearing for the exam and being eligible for admission in an institute. Okay, now let us move on to the next slide first, or the next page first, which says that this is only the eligibility criteria to appear for the JAM exam. Now let us take a look at this. Candidates who have either completed their undergraduate degree or will be appearing in the final exam of their qualifying degree in 2026 are eligible to appear for JAM 2026. By qualifying in JAM, candidates can apply for admission subject to the following conditions. The undergraduate program should have been completed before the date of the admission to the respective institute. So, if you appear for the exam in, let's say, Feb of 2026, right? 15 Feb is your exam date. You will get your result in March or April. You will have to fill the form for the actual admission. Once you clear the JAM exam, the institute is going to issue their timeline. Every single institute has a separate timeline. So let's say IIT Delhi will give you a timeline. IIT Roorkee, IIT Kanpur, everyone will give you a timeline to uh, actually fill the form for admission to that institute. Okay, but to fill that application, you will have to to completed your degree before that date. Before filling that application for admission, you will have to have completed your degree. Okay, so proof of having passed the qualifying degree with required eligibility as specified by the admitting institute should be submitted within the timeline provided by the respective admitting institute. Okay, so that is the only eligibility criteria mentioned for JAM exam. Now let us look at this. Every institute also has their respective eligibility criteria, which means say that, let's say that you appeared for JAM in 2026, you cleared the exam, let's say you got rank 1. Okay, hopefully you do. So let's say that you got rank 1. Now what happens is that every institute, IIT Delhi, IIT Kanpur and IIT Roorkee, they are going to have different eligibility criteria that they have set uh, as per their own standards. Okay, so let us read the IIT Delhi criteria. So they accept BA, BSc, BCom, BStat, BMath, BTech, BE or equivalent with minimum of 3 years of education after completing higher secondary schooling or equivalent. So you have to have completed your schooling and your graduation in one of these uh, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 or 8, 7 or 8 options that they have provided, right? You should have a undergraduate degree in one of these. For IIT Kanpur, they have only mentioned a bachelor's degree with minimum of 3 years of education. Similarly, for IIT Roorkee, after these degrees, they mention that with mathematics as one of the subjects. Okay, so IIT Delhi and IIT Kanpur do not mention that, but IIT Roorkee, you should have maths as one of the subjects in your undergraduate degree after your schooling. Only then will you be eligible to actually fill the application form for IIT Roorkee. So even if you get rank 1 in JAM, you will not be eligible for IIT Roorkee if you did not have maths as a subject in your graduation. Okay, so this is the eligibility criteria for different institutes. Now, let us take a look at the participating institutes. We have already seen the eligibility criteria. We know that the three most major and the most prestigious institutes that take part in JAM Economics as of now are IIT Delhi, IIT Kanpur, and IIT Roorkee. I would rank IIT Delhi at the first place. I think IIT Delhi is the best among these. IIT Kanpur is definitely a close second, if not better. Then IIT Kanpur is at the same level or on par with IIT Delhi, because I think that IIT Kanpur also has, it is the only IIT that has a separate department for the subject of economics. Okay, and IIT Roorkee is definitely third among these, but again, it is also one of the top most institutes of India, right? The organizing institute for this year is IIT Bombay, and I have mentioned that many more institutes are there because there are more universities that accept the JAM score for MSc Economics. Every year, we are seeing that there are more and more universities. There was NIT Trichy in 2024. In 2025, last year, there was NIT Kurukshetra. Okay, NIT Kurukshetra had come out and they had released a notification saying that people or students who have cleared JAM and have a decently good rank can fill the application form for MSc Economics in NIT Kurukshetra. Okay, they had also released a number of seats. I believe it was like 20 or 30 or something. Okay, or I think 30 to 40. And I believe that if a student had a rank say 100 to 120 or even 130, something like that, they could have taken admission in NIT Kurukshetra. Okay, I believe that there was also an upfront fees for it. So there are many colleges that are being added up every year. Okay, so this is, you can say that this exam is definitely a booming exam where more and more universities are being added up every year. So hopefully more IITs will add the program for MSc Economics. But right now there are still 5 to 6, you can say, universities that accept JAM score for MSc Economics. Now, moving on, the syllabus or topics that are covered in JAM Economics. These are just the topics and their subtopics. So if you want to find the detailed syllabus, and I would suggest you to do so, you can do that in the IIT Bombay website. You can go there and you will find the entire detailed syllabus. You can download the PDF and you should save that. So you can see that there is microeconomics, obviously macro, then there is Indian economy, maths, stats. So these are the subjects that are going to be there, and you can also see the subtopics here. Like in micro, there is consumer theory, producer theory, game theory, welfare theory, market structure, market failure, right? And so on and so forth for every other topic. So moving on, let us look at some important exam data. This is again a frequently asked question that I see again and again on different forums, that how many students actually appear or fill the form for the JAM Economics exam. Okay, so I don't know how many students fill the form, but every year when you clear the exam and you get a scorecard, no matter what your rank is, when you get a scorecard, the scorecard mentions the number of students that had appeared that year to give the JAM Economics exam or whatever subject you may be giving, right? So if you are giving the JAM for economics or let's say chemistry, maths, whatever, you are going to see the number of students that appeared for JAM in your particular subject. Okay, so for me, in 2025 in my scorecard, it was clearly mentioned that there were 2,834 students that had appeared for JAM Economics. Okay, so the competition is still very low, but as you can see in 2024, it was like not even 100. Very there is very like 30 and 40. There is like 70 students more, so the increase is still slow. It is a not very famous exam, but the awards are very big, right? So you can see that the competition is low, but so are the seats. That is the problem, right? So in you can see in 2024, the cutoff marks for the general category were 24.64. That is because the paper was relatively tougher. But in 2025, the competition grew, obviously, not much, but look at the cutoff. For general category, it almost doubled, right? It it jumped to 42.55. Okay, and that is because I would say that the paper was also relatively easier. It was more theory based, and it was very the mathematical part was very small, but that will not happen this year. So this year we have to focus on every single subject, right? So that was some important data for you guys. Moving on, let's see about the actual program. Let's see about MSc Economics. Okay, so it is a full 2 year program. It has 4 semesters, right? It starts in July. In summer, the students are encouraged to undertake industry, academic, government, NGO internships, some non-credit components. And if you zoom into the the graph that is provided here, I believe this is also on one of the official IIT websites. So you can see that the core subjects are there: micro, macro, probability, math, stats. Then you have Indian economy development, econometrics. Then there are some elective subjects. Then there is a final project. Okay, so I believe that this is from the IIT Kanpur website. Similarly, every IIT has their own structure, but it is more or less the same. Okay. So similarly here you can see there are 4 semesters. There is a project in third and final semester. There are 10 courses. The core comprises of 10 courses, then research seminar, then project. Okay, so that is how it goes. Open it. So the total credits is 75, right? Now moving on. The big question, is it worth it? I have already told you that you have to go through a lot. You have to go through the JAM exam. You have to clear it. You have to come up. Let's say if you are in general category, you are going to have to score a top 100 rank, right? Then after that, there is no second round test anymore. IIT Kanpur used to have a second round test till last year, till 2025, but they have discontinued it from this year. From now on, they are going to be accepting the JAM score. Okay, so after all of this process, then you go and then you take admission, then you complete the 2 year course, right? So there is a lot that you have to go through to finally call yourself that you have completed a master's from the most prestigious universities of India. Is it worth it? Let us look at some numbers. Let us look at some data. This is sourced directly from the IT website as well. First of all, the economics alumni have done extremely well in all aspects. Okay, then higher studies. The first one that we are going to see is higher studies after your masters. Many economic students have secured fully funded PhD positions in some of the most prestigious university across the world. A partial list includes University of Michigan, Cornell, University of California, San Diego University. So you are seeing that there are like these are some of the most prestigious universities not in India but in the world, right? And after completing your masters, you have a very good chance that you can secure a fully funded PhD course from one of these universities. So I mean that is definitely like life changing, right? Now, moving on to opportunities in the private sector. So, as you can see, the placement stats are given here. This is also given on the IIT website. You can see that the highest CTC was 57.9 LPA in 21. This was in 2021 22, right? So, I mean, that is actually very good for a course that is this new, right? I believe that IIT Delhi and these universities have only started like the JAM Economics exam was started in 2021, right? So, like, that is more than enough for you to see that this course, the value of this course is only going to increase exponentially. In the coming years, this exam will be like one of the highest demanded and one of the highest rated exams in India. Okay, because when you talk about courses after commerce, after your graduation, when you like, especially if you are in the field of commerce, you hear about CA, you hear about CS, you hear about all of these things, and mostly you hear about an MBA. But when you see that there is a course in economics from the most prestigious universities of India, because the IIT brand value itself, like students will give anything to be a part of an IIT, especially if it is the highest rated IIT, right? IIT Delhi, IIT Kanpur, right? So, and then after that, if you are getting these kind of numbers, then that is very impressive. Then in 23, the highest CTC dropped down for some reason. It is 37.5 LPA. But you can see like the kind of jobs, right? You can see that quant and finance. The most important is coding. Okay. So yeah, so coding is also a part of the curriculum there. So I believe that you don't have to stress a lot if you do not know any coding. Then you can see that there is data science, there is consulting, there is quant. So quant is if you are good in maths, if you are good in stats, if you are good in econometrics, then quant and finance is also going to be very appealing to you. Then the next year, okay, data science took 50% next year. I don't know how that happened. Coding dropped down to 13%. Okay, so 23.8 and 20.2 on average. So that is actually very good. If you talk about such a fresh course, it is very, very impressive. Then let us see the past recruiters, McKinsey and Company, Bain, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs. So like these are the top uh, companies of the world. Obviously, you know about all of these, BlackRock, so even Walmart, KPMG, Deloitte. So yeah, so I mean the prospects after the course are very good. I have heard that placements are like one of the highest in any departments. In all the IITs, the Department of Economics has one of the highest placement rates as far as I could see. And the what do you say, the total comp is also very impressive for a course this fresh, right? Now now comes government jobs and civil services. Without a doubt, having economics background gives an edge for civil services exams. For instance, IES, yes, the Indian Economic Services is very appealing to some students. That is conducted by UPSC. um, Arjun Gupta secured rank 1 in 2022. Students also take the civil service exam. They can take economics as their optional subject. Tejasvi Rana is a very famous topper. Shreya Shri is also there, right? So there are prospects. You have seen prospects in higher studies. You have seen them in the corporate world and even in government jobs, right? Let's say that you get a decently good score in your UPSC mains, okay, and you are going to be appearing for a UPSC interview. And if you say that you have a master's degree from IIT Kanpur, IIT Delhi, right, that is definitely going to be having a very positive impact, right? So, similarly, it is going to be helping you no matter what you choose further in your life. right? So finally, to answer your question, that is the MSc Economics course from one of these IITs worth it? Yes, it definitely is worth it, and it is much more than that. Okay, so finally, let us see that we have talked about if the course is worth it. We have talked about the course structure. We have seen some data about the course, how many students appear, and so on and so forth. We have talked about a lot of things, right? But now the thing that you are probably thinking about is how do I actually clear this exam, right? I've told you so much about the exam itself. Now let's see how you can clear the exam. You are going to need three things, and only three things, to clear this exam. The first is the right kind of resources, the right guidance, and the right practice. Okay, let us look into each one of these in more depth. Now, the right resources. The primary focus should be on the syllabus. Okay, the syllabus is very detailed. It mentions each of the subtopics inside every topic, right? So let's say that you have microeconomics. If you pick up the first subtopic, which is consumer theory, even that has been detailed into what all consumer theory includes. Okay, so your syllabus is going to be your guiding light. Okay, so that is something that you have to look at time and time again. You have to follow the syllabus strictly. If you go ahead and make notes, you have to make your notes according to the syllabus. Okay, so the chronological order of your notes should be following the order of the syllabus, right? Because that is the most important. Now secondly, the right kind of books. There are a lot of books that are available in the market for each subject. What is important is what books you have to choose. Okay, for example, for micro you have to choose variant, and so on and so forth. I am going to create a detailed book list, and I'm going to be posting that book list on my Telegram channel. I want you to join the Telegram channel, and I am going to be posting the PDFs of those books on my Telegram channel as well. All right. So you can download those books in the PDF format. If you want to buy them, you can do that. But I never bought any of the books in their physical formats. Okay, I only used the PDFs because that was more convenient for me. But personally, if you prefer a physical book, then you should go ahead and buy that. Okay, but what books you have to buy, that is more important. Okay, I'm going to give you a book list, and you have to stick by that book list. Okay, that is going to be more than enough. So that is why, go on to my Telegram right now, join the group, subscribe to the channel, whatever it is. Okay, I'm going to link it in the video and in the description of the video as well. Now, consuming the right content, this is very important, because what happens is that when we are confused in a topic, let's say that you are studying stats. Okay, statistics in JAM is not the easiest subject to understand directly unless you have a background. So I personally did not have a background. I have done BCom honors. Answer that previous year question from just watching that video. Okay, that is how you consume the right kind of content. Okay, now very important is revision. Once you have completed your syllabus, once you have completed your notes, once you have seen all of the content for once, right, for one time, you have covered your syllabus. Very important thing is going to be revision. Okay, for revision there are three questions: how, when, and what. When you ask how, you are going to say how much. Okay, how many times and how much do you have to revise. Okay, and for that I have prepared the perfect short notes. I have prepared the short notes from my notes itself. right? The notes that I had compiled over the time that I was preparing for the exam, and then I have customized it to like absolute perfection. I have cut the length in some parts, and I have also extended the length in some parts according to the trends and the analysis of previous year question papers that I have done. Okay, all you have to do is read those short notes, and even if you missed a topic while you were covering the syllabus for the first time, it will be there because I have not left a single topic out of the short notes. All right, even if it is in very short, it will be there. So if you do not know that topic, you can go to YouTube or you can go to wherever you were studying from, and you can revise that topic again. Okay, so they are short notes, but the entire syllabus is going to be covered. And then we ask when do we have to revise what subject, right? For that, I have made a calendar. Okay, and you have to subscribe to that calendar, which means that you have to follow that calendar by heart. Okay, if you follow that calendar and if you do the things that are going to be mentioned in that calendar, you are going to definitely be among the top rankers, because I have made a customized strategy where you are going to be covering every topic at least 3 to 4 times. You are going to be solving practice questions, you are going to be solving mock tests. Okay, you are going to be doing everything in your power to get that question correct. Okay, now then the most important thing is what to revise. Okay, what to revise. Now I say this because I've said this already, that there is not going to be a single topic that is missing. Okay, that is not the point. The point is that jam has some favorite questions. We have seen some questions that are repeated time and time again. Okay, those favorite questions and the sources from which they came, that is what we have to revise again and again. Okay, those are the high impact topics. Okay, and I'm going to make a video very soon about the weightage of every single subtopic and every topic in the jam economics paper. And according to that, the calendar that I will make for you will be customized. The strategy is going to be customized according to the most important topics. Okay, so what to study will be integrated into that. You will revise the more important topics more times than the lesser important topics. You are going to be revising everything, but what is asked every year has to be revised more times. Okay, now then obviously short notes with complete syllabus coverage from intermediate to advanced, right? There will not even be a single topic that is missing from it. Then finally there are going to be last lap prep notes available for all, uh, for final revision and active recall. What this means is that they will be super short notes that are going to be only for January, when you are only attempting your mock tests, because in January you will not have time to revise every single subject. Okay, the short notes are also not that short. Okay, so that is why you are going to need super short notes where you just read a line, and from that you have to recall. You have to sit there and actively recall what you studied before from that one line. Okay, and I'm going to make that as well. Okay, so that is going to be a very important part of your revision journey, right? So moving on, you need right guidance, right? First of all, I'm going to be providing you 24/7 doubt clearance. Obviously, you can ask me any doubt anytime. And after that, there is going to be full guidance about the exam itself, what pitfalls you have to avoid, and the high impact topics. I'm going to be giving you lists about every single subject and every topic. What is the subtopic that you have to revise again and again? What are the most important topics according to weightage, past trends, and previous year question papers? Okay, Then there is going to be one-on-one mentorship with 2025 topper, which is me. So you can ask me anything, you can call me anytime, you can FaceTime me, you can call me, you can message me, whatever you prefer. Then the personalized strategies according to individual situations. If you have less time, if you are a working individual, if you are a student right now, you are in your final year, whatever it may be, the strategy that I give you is going to be customized according to your needs. Very simple. Then exam tracker, there is going to be an exam tracker that is soon going to be uploaded to our website, and you can access it there as well, which is going to be updating you on any form that is coming out for any exam. There is not just the jam economics, right? There are many exams for the masters in economics, not just CUT PG, not just gate. There is like let's say Jamia University has an exam, and similarly many universities have their own exams. When their forms come out, when their whatever dates or whatever updates or notifications that they release will be on the exam tracker. So that is also a part of the guidance that will be provided to you. Then there is post exam guidance. Now this is a part where I personally was very confused. Okay, so after the exam I had like no idea what is going to happen. I was just waiting for the mails that used to come from the universities, and based on that I used to think that what should I do, what should I not do. But that will not be the case with you, because as I have already said, I have started this platform to solve the problems that I had faced in my journey. Okay, I have not just given jam, I have given many competitive exams, and fortunately I got success in most of them. So I am going to be providing with the guidance that I needed in those times. Okay, finally, most important, the most important part is the right practice. Okay, the right practice. First of all, your primary focus has to be on the previous year questions. Without the PYQ papers, we don't have anything. They are our entire guiding light. They are going to be telling us what are the weightages of each topic, what we have to focus on, what we can ignore, right? Everything is going to be told to us by the PYQs. So I am also going to be providing you video lectures on every single previous year paper that I'm going to be covering with every single concept on every question. Let's say that there is a question on, let's say that there is a question on producer theory. Okay, there is a question on the cost function. I'm going to be solving that question with you. After that, I'm going to be explaining to you what concept was used in this question, where was this source from, what was this, what was the source of this question, what book did this come from. Okay, and similarly we are going to analyze the question in depth, and I am going to teach you the actual concept as well. Okay, more characteristics, more features, and whatever is coming along with that question, and the source explanation, as I already said. Now, very important is the right kind of mock tests. This is something that I felt was lacking in my own preparation, right? When I say the right kind of mock tests, I'm not just saying that the right kind of questions, or questions that came in previous papers. No, I am saying questions based on the most important topics. If there is a high impact topic, if there is a topic that is being repeated every year, then jam is not exactly copying and pasting that same question every year. They are just taking the source or the concept of that question, and they are building a new question on or around that topic. Okay, so that is exactly what I have tried to do. I have analyzed these papers in so much depth. I'm going to show that to you in the next video that I make on weightage. I have analyzed each and every single question along with their source, along with the trend that has been followed every year by every different IIT. Okay, so based on that, I have made 10 full length mock tests and 5 sectional papers. Each sectional is going to have 60 questions of the same subject. Let's say you are attempting a micro sectional. After you have completed your micro syllabus and at least one revision, you are going to be attempting the micro sectional paper where you will only have micro questions. So there will be 5 sectionals and 10 full length tests that will be simulating the actual test atmosphere. You will see the actual test portal that you are going to see in the actual exams, because obviously you know that JAM is a computer based test. So the actual portal that you see in the exam, that is what you are going to get uh, in the mock test that we are going to provide. Okay. Now, mocks based on exact weightage patterns and popular question banks from top universities. Yes, that is also very important. What these IITs are doing, okay, they are also sourcing their questions from some of the question banks that are provided on the internet by some of the top universities of the world, not just in India. And I have analyzed those trends also very carefully, and from those sources I am also going to be providing you some questions. Okay. Moving on, you will also be given data about carefully analyzed question trends in JAM and GATE. I am going to show you some questions. I am going to show you a question from GATE 2024 that was asked as it is in JAM 2025. Okay, so questions from JAM and GATE are very often repeated, and we are making a very big mistake by not focusing on one or the other. So what I have done in these mock tests is also included the JAM and GATE questions. Not one question, not one important question from GATE or JAM will be left out. I can guarantee that. Okay. Now, video lectures will be available on every individual paper. Let's say there are 10 FLTs. Every FLT will have a complete video solution where I'm going to be explaining every single question and the core concept associated with it. Now, subject wise sectionals will be there. Free mock papers will also be there. If you do not want to purchase the mock series bundle, you can attempt the free mock test simply by signing up on the website. Okay, you just have to sign up on the website, then you can attempt the free mock test to see where you stand. There will be an all India ranking that is available on the website. You can see what your rank is, out of how many students what rank you got, and where you stand right now. Okay, so that is going to be very important. That is going to be available till the date of the actual exam. Simple. So affordability to create accessibility, very very simple, because what we have tried to do is we have compared the market rates and we have gone as low as we could, right? As low as we could. And the mock test series bundle is going to be 3000. We initially planned it to be 4000, but for now we have cut the rate down to 3000 because a lot of students had one problem. A lot of students had one FAQ, you can call that, that most of the coaching institutes have priced their mock test series at a very high price. But I guarantee you that this mock test series is going to be higher in quality and lower in price. Okay, so finally, you tell me, what are you waiting for, right? You have to visit www.examlify.com or simply type examlify.com right now. You go to the website, you can purchase the course directly there, you can pay on the website itself, you will get automatic access. Or if you have any doubt, any query, you can connect with me directly. You can call me on the number that is provided on the screen. You can call me, you can message me, you can WhatsApp me, you can call me on WhatsApp, you can FaceTime me, whatever you want. Okay, then there is also an email ID. If you want to mail me, you can also do that. You are free to do whatever you want. We live in a free country, we live in a democracy. Okay, finally, this is the details of the bundle. You can also win exciting cash prizes. This is just for you to refer and earn, because a lot of students uh, can use this who have some friends who are also going for the same course. And if you have a friend that you know, you can use your you can make them use your referral code and you can earn cash prizes. So that is just an exciting game that we came up with for you guys. Okay, so this was everything that I wanted to talk to you about in this video. I'm going to be making a lot more videos on every single topic. I'm going to be making videos comparing the weightages, comparing the different exams, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out. And I hope to see you soon. We're going to have some fun, and rest assured you will be making it to your dream university. So, best of luck and see you soon.